She says she wants love, but she only respects power. You were told women wanted kindness, vulnerability, a soft man with a good heart, but the truth is that man becomes invisible. Every time you apologize for being masculine, she sees weakness. Every time you ask instead of command, her desire fades. Every time you kneel when you should lead, you carve another notch into your relevance. Women aren't wired for comfort, they're wired for survival, and survival demands strength. Think of the man in a boardroom who says nothing, yet shifts the entire room when he moves. She wants that man, the one who speaks last, the one who doesn't chase but chooses. She may smile at softness, but she submits to strength, and what she submits to, she respects. How many times have you played the good guy, only to be ignored? How many times did she choose the man who broke the rules over the one who followed them? Not because she's broken, but because she's ancient. She's following programming older than empires. Hypergamy is the silent law of feminine nature. A woman seeks the best man she can get, and if she finds better, she'll take it. This isn't malice, it's biology. She's not betraying you, she's obeying the code of her bloodline. Every woman is born with this instinct. It's not chosen, it's inherited. In the wild, the lioness doesn't breed with the kind lion. She breeds with the one who conquered, the one who killed, the one whose roar silenced rivals before he struck. Look at the world around you. In every social circle, there is a man who barely speaks, yet all eyes shift when he moves. At the gym, in the boardroom, on the street, the energy bends to him. She notices it too, and whether she's conscious of it or not, her instincts respond. Every time you fail to act with decisiveness, another version of you dies in her eyes. Every time you defer when you should direct, her subconscious recalibrates. Every time you fold under pressure, you confirm to her ancient mind, this one is not fit to lead. Have you ever watched her change before your eyes? The moment you hesitated, the moment you apologized for your presence, the moment another man entered the room and she subtly turned. That was hypergamy. Not hatred, not betrayal, biology. And it doesn't sleep. It waits quietly, patiently, for a stronger signal. So the question isn't, is she loyal? The real question is, are you still the strongest option she sees? Hypergamy doesn't destroy men, it exposes them. It reveals what's been ignored, forgotten, softened. It doesn't strike without warning. It whispers. It reveals the cracks in your armor, the weaknesses you hoped she wouldn't notice. Every time you blame her instincts, you hide from your own stagnation. Every time you curse her choices, you excuse your own decline. Every time you call her shallow, you reveal your depth has dried. She's not your enemy, she's your mirror. Her attraction, her distance, her desire, they all reflect you, not who you were, but who you are. Picture a man who had it all: respect, momentum, purpose. Then he stopped. He assumed he was safe, and as he faded, she faded too. He blamed her, but the truth was brutal. She didn't leave him. She left the ghost he became. Hypergamy isn't evil, it's exposure. So ask yourself, what is she showing you about yourself? Is her distance revealing your comfort? Is her coldness mirroring your collapse? Is her craving for strength a signal that yours has dulled? Hypergamy does not punish men, it awakens them. If you're wise enough to see it not as betrayal, but as the test you were born to pass. Hypergamy means she's always looking up, not down. She wants a man who can provide, protect, and elevate. She doesn't dream of building with a man who's standing still. She dreams of holding on to the man who's climbing higher, even when she can't see where he's going. She wants to feel pulled upward by your vision, your will, your trajectory. Lose your job, lose her respect, stop striving, and she drifts. Every time you settle, she senses it. Every time you choose ease over edge, her attraction dims. Not because she's evil, because she needs to feel secure. And comfort makes her feel exposed. A woman doesn't want to carry the man beside her. She wants to rest in his frame, to know that even if the world falls, he will stand. How many men have you seen fall not because they lost money, but because they lost momentum? The moment a man gives up his hunger, he becomes edible to the world, to time, to other men. When a man stops growing, her instincts scream, danger. So ask yourself, where have you plateaued? Where have you become safe? When did your edge dull into softness? Hypergamy doesn't punish failure, it punishes comfort. Because in her ancient mind, comfort means collapse, and collapse means death. Fairy tales lied. Unconditional love is for children, not men. A woman can love deeply, but she cannot love without reason. She must admire you. She must feel your weight, your frame, your discipline, your direction, or she will love another man silently. Every time you let yourself go, she notices. Every time you avoid the mirror, she sees what you're avoiding. Every time you choose weakness and call it peace, she feels her respect slipping. Love without respect is pity. And women don't sleep with men, they pity. You might think love means being accepted as you are. But love for a man is performance. It's pressure. It's presence. A woman doesn't fall for your soul, she falls for your standard. Picture two men. One walks into the room with excuses in his eyes, shoulders slouched, aura dull. The other walks in with silence, posture straight, wearing the invisible armor of accountability. Guess which one she wants? How many times have you mistaken her quiet distance for confusion, when really it was clarity? The clarity that you've become familiar, that you've become replaceable. Respect must be earned, then maintained. And the moment she senses you can no longer command it, she begins to mourn you while you're still breathing. So ask yourself, are you admired or are you tolerated? 100 years ago, she knew 20 men. Now she knows 2,000, and every one of them is in her inbox. Every one offering validation, praise, empty attention wrapped in emojis and desperation. The average woman today is courted like a queen. Instagram DMs, dating apps, OnlyFans subscribers. Attention is currency, and she is rich. But riches without discipline create debt, and debt, when ignored, becomes despair. She scrolls through the digital coliseum where men compete for her with filters and flattery. But she feels nothing. Not because she's cold, but because abundance without quality becomes noise. Every time you double tap, she feels power. Every time you comment with worship, she feels control. Every time you orbit her beauty without anchoring your presence, she files you away with the others. Yet in all this abundance, what she lacks is leadership. She has followers, not a king. Praise, not purpose. Options, not direction. How many times have you tried to impress a woman already drowning in attention? What she craves isn't another man trying to please her. It's a man she has to rise to meet. Are you one of the many, or are you the signal in her noise? She doesn't compare you to her last boyfriend. She compares you to every man she's ever admired, even the ones she only passed once on the street. She compares, she calculates, she remembers. Even when she's with you, her instincts are scanning for dominance, for presence, for the unspoken aura of a man who cannot be shaken. Picture this. You're sitting across from her, talking about your day. Across the room walks a man with quiet authority, straight posture. No need for attention, yet everyone watches. She watches too. Not because she wants him, but because she measures you against him. Every time you settle, she remembers the man who didn't. Every time you soften your tone, she hears the echo of the man who never had to raise his voice. Every time you explain yourself, she recalls the one who never did. There's always a silent competitor, a ghost of the man you could be. And she feels him, even if she can't name him. So ask yourself, are you the standard or are you the stand-in? Because if you are not the man she dreams of rising to, you are the man she is slowly stepping away from. She wants a man who commands the room, who doesn't explain himself, who makes decisions and stands on them. A man who walks in and shifts the energy without saying a word. She craves structure, direction, the safety of a man who doesn't ask her what to do, because he already knows. A man whose certainty builds a fortress around her chaos. Every time you hesitate, she doubts. Every time you ask when you should act, she drifts. Every time you let her lead, she wonders why you exist. Picture this, a crowded room filled with voices, everyone trying to be heard. But there's one man, silent, still, composed. He says nothing, yet everyone feels his presence. She notices him, she studies him, she wonders who he is. That is the man she wants. Not the loudest, the clearest, not the richest, the most grounded. She doesn't want to be your equal in chaos. She wants to be your complement in order. How many times have you asked her what she wants, only to hear, I don't know? Not because she's indecisive, but because she was testing if you did. Your leadership is not optional, it's primal. And if you won't lead her, her biology will reject you. So ask yourself, are you the gravity that holds her in orbit, or are you just another satellite? If you stagnate, she will sense it. If you become soft, she will pull away. If your edge dulls, her instincts ignite. It doesn't matter how long you've been together. It doesn't matter what you've built. Loyalty doesn't override biology. If she stops looking up to you, she will start looking around. Every time you delay your mission, she feels it. Every time you kill your fire to keep her warm, her desire freezes. Every time you let your crown slip, she questions your throne. Imagine a kingdom where the king abandons the sword for softness, where his enemies train while he rests, where his queen watches, waiting for the man she married to return. But he doesn't, because he traded his warpath for peace. That kingdom falls, not from invasion, but from within. There's only one antidote to hypergamy: never stop becoming dangerous. So ask yourself, are you sharpening your blade, or letting it rust in her comfort? Are you her protector, or just the memory of one? Because in the end, she doesn't leave when the love fades. She leaves when your edge does. Don't hate her for testing you. Rise. She tests you because nature demands it. She pushes to feel the resistance of your frame. Not because she wants to break you, but because she wants to feel that she can't. Every time you respond with strength, she relaxes. Every time you bend without cause, she stiffens. Every time you retreat when challenged, she begins to wonder. The only man immune to hypergamy is the one she fears losing. Not because he threatens her, but because his presence is irreplaceable. And she fears losing the man who fears nothing, not her moods, not her silence, not the temptation of being liked. Build in silence. Grow in the shadows. Speak less, move more. Every day, forge the body that makes her pulse change. Sharpen the mind that silences rooms. Develop the spirit that bows to nothing. Stack your value like a tower she cannot climb, only admire. So ask yourself, when she tests you, do you rise or do you retreat? Are you the man who folds at friction or the man who turns pressure into posture? Become the man she cannot replace, because if you are not irreplaceable, you are disposable. You think you've earned her loyalty, that once you've proven yourself, the work is done. But hypergamy doesn't shake your hand. It watches. It waits. Every time you rise, she watches. Every time you rest, she reconsiders. Every time you assume the crown is secure, she feels the tremble beneath it. She doesn't test you once, she tests you forever. Not with words, but with silence, with distance, with questions unspoken. Imagine a warrior who trains until victory, then tosses his blade aside. The next battle arrives, and he's soft, slow, exposed. That's how most men fall. Not from weakness, but from retirement. The test never ends, and if you treat her love like a prize you already earned, you will lose it in silence. So ask yourself, when was the last time you scared yourself with how far you could go? When was the last time you became harder to replace, even after she chose you? Stay sharp, stay rising, because in her world, yesterday's king is today's memory. You were born into a storm. She was born looking for shelter, and no matter how modern the world looks, those instincts remain. Every time you pause, the storm grows louder. Every time you delay, the storm drags you further. Every time you forget the war within, the world reminds you. If you are not rising, you are rotting. And if you are rotting, she can smell it. In your words, in your silence, in your hesitations. She was born to find the fortress in the chaos. But if your walls crack, she runs. If your roof leaks, she questions. If another tower rises taller, she walks. So ask yourself, are you the shelter or just a shack built on borrowed time? Because in her world, better isn't about looks, it's about presence, power, poise under pressure. And if she can do better, she will. Not because she's cruel, but because she must.